fellow Terrans, I come to you in the wake of recent events to issue a call to reason. Let no human deny the perils of our time. While we battle one another, divided by the petty strife of our common history, the tide of a greater conflict is turning against us, threatening to destroy all that we have accomplished. It is time for us as nations and as individuals to set aside our long-standing feuds and unite. The tides of an unwinnable war are upon us, and we must seek refuge upon higher ground lest we be swept away by the flood. The Confederacy is no more. Whatever semblance of unity and protection it once provided is a phantom, a memory. With our enemies left unchecked, who will you turn to for protection? The devastation wrought by the alien invaders is self-evident. We have seen our homes and communities destroyed by the calculated blows of the Protoss. We have seen firsthand our friends and loved ones consumed by the nightmarish Zerg. Unprecedented and unimaginable though they may be, these are the signs of our time. The time has come, my fellow Terrans, to rally to a new banner. In unity lies strength. Already many of the dissident factions have joined us. Out of the many, we shall forge an indivisible whole, capitulating only to a single throne. And from that throne, I shall watch over you. From this day forward, let no human make war upon any other human. Let no Terran agency conspire against this new beginning, and let no man consort with alien powers. And to all the enemies of humanity, seek not to bar our way, for we shall win through, no matter the cost.
Boy, this just seems fitting for him. And it also has a nice callback to Dougal from Brood War, with the music playing in the background. Yes, hello everyone, and welcome back to Starcraft 2. It has been a while. I thought I would start things off with a little bit of extra fanfare, because this is a character I've been looking forward to getting added to here. Of course, his coronation. Of course, that's just one of the many incredible lines of dialogue that the Emperor of the Terran Dominion, Arcturus Mengsk, provided. With that southern drawl of his. Can I just say, I've always loved the voice actor for Mengsk. I'm so glad they brought him back for StarCraft 2. He was so good as Mengsk. He helped make Mengsk a very memorable villainous character, with some of those great lines of dialogue. That speech at the end of the Terran campaign from StarCraft 1 is so good. And, of course, then we have some of the other memorable lines of dialogue, like, I will not be stopped, not by you, or the Confederates, or the Protoss, or anyone. I will rule this sector, or see it burn to ashes around me. Can you tell that, I was just jazzed about Mengsk getting announced as the next commander here? So, let's talk about it. You can see I've already leveled him. I already spent time leveling him before I got situated to get back to recording. And this will actually allow me to show you all the upgrades and such, as well as his mastery, what you can get. By the way, this is something that I think they added recently. They apparently have gone the Diablo route, adding extra levels of brutal and difficulty here. So, just for the purposes of showing off his character, I'm just going to set it to casual, just in case I get a teammate that wants to go on hard and, makes it where I can't talk that much. So, Emperor of the Dominion. Basic description is conscript a large disposable army of Dominion troops, because of course they're disposable, because of course that's how Mengsk would see his Dominion troopers. Control and level up the Royal Guard, your personal elite fighting force. So, what are the type of units he has? Well, he has units that can go back and forth between regular Dominion troopers and what would be considered SCVs, but I'll show you how that works in a bit. He has Imperial Intercessors, which are medevacs, Imperial Witnesses, which are detectors, and this is the important thing, Patriot mode to indoctrinate nearby allies. Now that's important because I've been actually trying to point that out to other players that were leveling Mengsk, that you don't just use this to indoctrinate your own workers and troops, but you also your ally as well. I'll show you how that works in a bit. I basically have taken the strategy of having one at each base. Aegis Guard, which is a Marauder. These are one of those Imperial units that can level up. I'll show you how that works when we get into a game. The Emperor's Shadow, which is a Ghost. The Shock Division, a Siege Tank. The Black Hammer, which is, of course, a Thor unit. Sky Fury, a Viking unit. The Pride of Augustgrad, his, his battle cruiser. Now, this is interesting, and how this works. The supply bunker. So he has bunkers that are also supply depots. Both are one. Now, this is great for those who play multiplayer, who love to put the supply depots like in the pathway to block the pathway for their bases. So now they can actually just act as bunkers as well that you can fill with troops. I'll show you how that works a bit, where you can actually set them up, but you can also use your panel of abilities to literally drop them down onto a spot already filled with troopers to defend your base. And you can get missile turrets, and then here's something unique. The Earth Splitter Ordnance randomly bombards nearby target locations, dealing damage to ground units in the area, enables contaminated strike from the top panel. So let's take a look at his upgrades so I can explain some of that stuff. So you start off with Law and Order. Mengsk conscripts Dominion laborers instead of SCVs to work, and the Dominion troopers instead of Marines to fight. His Royal Guard units can level up, gaining new abilities and improvements to existing abilities. This feels very Mengsk. This is like something that I would be like, yep, this is definitely something Mengsk would do. Expanded Arsenal allow troopers to equip either flamethrowers or launchers. You'll be able to determine what kind of troopers you want. You can upgrade them for minerals and such. You'll see that. New unit, the Ordnance that I told you about. Contaminated Strike unlocks the ability to launch experimental payloads fired from your Ordnance randomly near a target area. Unquestioned Authority. Indoctrinated laborers, indoctrinated troopers, and Royal Guards provide Imperial support, which increases Imperial mandate generation. I'll show you how that works, and it has to do with those Imperial witnesses I told you about. Unlocks the Amplified Airwaves upgrade, which doubles the Imperial support provided by indoctrinated laborers and troopers, which is researched at the Fusion Core. And then we have Upgrade Cache. The Wolves of War, Dogs of War. This is great. This is another ability from his panel I'll show you when we get into a game. Dogs of War is basically controlled Zerg, because, of course, he had those psi emitters, so of course he'd be able to control the Zerg to a degree for a period of time. It now deploys additional Mulists and Ultralists at higher level Imperial Mandate levels. When we get into the game, I'll show you like how it shows that. Basic Royal Guard Upgrade Cache. That's level 9 is where you unlock the Black Hammers. Nuclear Annihilation. Again, this is very Mengsk. Unlocks the ability to call down a rain of tactical missiles followed by a nuclear missile. Activate Nuclear Annihilation from the top panel. Contaminated Strike now fears enemy units on impact, causing them to run around panic. This is where you unlock the Battle Cruiser. Increase the number of missiles dropped from 20 to 40. It's insanely strong and powerful, to the point where I'd be like, yeah, anything in that area dies. If the missiles don't kill them, the nuke will. Another upgrade cache for the Royal Guard, and then level 15, promotion granted. You now unlock rank 3 for your Imperial Royal Guard units, where they get extra passives and such. And I'll try and show that as much as I can once we get into a game. So once you fully level him, what do you get for mastery? The power set 1, you can either be able to get labor and troop Imperial support, increases the rate at which indoctrinated laborers and troopers increase Imperial support. I have that fully up to extra 30%, because the more of this you have, the more you'll be able to have fun with those abilities at the top panel, which are pretty awesome. Royal Guard Imperial support, so, you know, you can go either way, but I find that once I get the witnesses at all 4 bases, it just makes this so good. Terrible damage. Increases the damage of contaminated strike, nuclear annihilation, and enthralled Zerg deployed by Dogs of War. Or the cost of Mengsk's Royal Guards. The thing about the Royal Guards, they cost an insane amount of Vespene gas. Getting minerals as while playing as Mengsk is not going to be a problem at all. You're going to have tons of minerals to use. The problem is the amount of Vespene gas that you have to spend if you want to get a lot of Royal Guards. They cost a lot of Vespene gas. So I felt compelled to max this out. Increases initial Imperial Mandate. I have gone that because it's plus 60%. Increases the rate at which Royal Guards gain experience. It doesn't really seem that much of a big deal, because they tend to level up pretty fast from my time playing as them. So that's kind of the basic gist of his kit here. So let's try and get into a game so I can show you guys how his forces work. Now, fortunately, some time has passed where now it should be easier to get into a game as Mengsk because everybody was playing as Mengsk. Yeah, there we go. We're already in the game. So it took a while to level up Mengsk because I was having to wait in queue times for a while to get into a game. I would love it if I... Oh my goodness, I was literally about to say I hope I get a Swan teammate because he can get me more Vespene. And there we go. There we go. I got a Swan teammate. Very nice. And this is the missed opportunities map, so this will give me plenty of chances to show you his abilities and how they work. Since this is one that has to take a while to actually finish compared to other maps where you can finish pretty quickly. I forget if a level 4 Swan would have the upgrade for the bots for the Vespene. Of course, the mastery for it is not unlocked, but I think at level 4 he should already have it. Where you can put the bots on the refineries to get more Vespene for both players. Because that's very beneficial. It's beneficial if you're playing a Protoss character with the amount of Vespene they use, but it's especially helpful as Mengsk. Once I get my buildings up, I'll show you what I mean with the costs.
Sir. Any regs I should know? Is that you, Emperor?
Hi, Commanders. I thought everyone had forgotten about me out here. The hallucinations are the only visitors I've had. I guess that's Terrazine for you. Speaking of, someone has been destroying my harvesting bots. Could you provide an escort for them?
Empire's right behind me.
So you see how different they look, right? Look at that. They're just wandering around with these things on their arms to look like SCVs. I think that's really, really funny looking.
This is the home.
It's like, put this on. You are an SCV now. So you basically don't have a barracks because you create either the laborers or the troopers directly from your command center. And you can either have call to labor, which changes them all to laborers, or call to arms, which turns them all to troopers just at the click of a button, basically.
Suits
Right,
fitting
so
okay.
Here are the supply bunkers I was telling you about. So I do have a barracks, but
As
again,
ordered.
this is not really meant for those troopers. This is meant for some of the other Royal Guard units. So here's the panel I was telling you about. I'm going to go ahead and drop these right now. You can just drop bunkers from here. Contaminate strike. Here are the Dogs of War right here. You can see here it says when you get to, as this goes up, when you get to 50%, it can deploy extra Hydralisks, 75% Mulisks, and at 100% Ultralisks. So if you get to 100% and drop this, it's just a giant Zerg army that just goes out, and they just, as you can see here, they will seek out and attack the nearest enemy. I don't control them. They just are on their own. They just do what they, whatever they want on their own. They just look for an enemy on the map, and they just head beeline straight for it to try and just kill it. So it's really just like a full extra army that I can just drop and just not have to worry about microing it or controlling it or whatever. Because they just go ahead and just do whatever they want. It's pretty great. And look at how fast you can create either laborers or troopers. again, they're considered
Empire's
disposable.
right
So
behind
here
me.
is the, let me get this
I'm no traitor.
guy to work on something. Engineering bay.
If you can't leave it,
Back to work.
love it.
So here at the barracks, I can create the Aegis Guard. You can see it's 100 minerals, but, you know, this is with the reduced cost from Mastery. 280 Vespine. The Shadow is 400
You're the
Vespine.
higher authority.
Yeah. I believe this was 500 Vespine without the Mastery reduction.
This is
So
the home front now.
let me go ahead and get one of those out. As you can see, I'm going to have to get to work on making more supply
The
bunkers.
first geyser should be opening up soon. I'll send a bot out for it when it does.
Empire's right behind me.
For the Empire.
Can't leave it, love it.
For the Emperor. Yes, you can insert your Starcraft and Warhammer, or your Star Wars and Warhammer 40k jokes here. Alright, so at the engineering bay, you can, of course, increase the stuff for the Dominion troopers. Allows them to be delivered via, you know, drop pods. Increase the life and armor of the bunkers and such. Increases the range. No mineral or gas cost, just like a time limit for that.
Okay, I'm sending a bot to collect the geyser's terrazine. Don't let it get destroyed.
Looks like the enemy
I could
is
use a
armed.
You know what's best.
Get a factory out. I want to get my... Oh, here's the Aegis Guard. So you can see here his rank.
Here come the bad guys!
It'll even show you here,
Um,
killing enemy units,
they again?
grants experience. You can see the ranks there. At rank 1,
Your
he
ally
gets
is being
the
attacked.
barrier ability.
What's
At rank
made to
2,
last
he's able to
forever
create a
and
cone of
being
shrapnel,
destroyed.
dealing extra
My
damage to enemies
bots, of
behind the
course.
target. And at rank 3, he gains the Stim Packs ability, which is on an which can be on an auto casting. I must feel compelled
Upgrade's
to
done.
make sure that gets turned off because, well, Stim Packs are, well, they're awful. You know, in lore anyway. If you read what Stim Packs actually do in lore, they are horrible things. Just terrible. Like the side effects that they do to Marines and such. Oh, horrible things. So at the factory, you can be able to
Successful
make...
terrazine harvest. Now that bot just has to make it home safely.
Shut up, Stepman. We can make the siege tanks here, which cost 340 Vespine. The black cameras cost 480 Vespine, along with 240 minerals, and have a supply cost of 8. Yeah,
Looking for direction.
again, this is with Mastery decreasing it, because this
That's
costs
a
even
good
more.
little bot. Welcome home. I missed you so much.
Yes.
You'll also notice I'm already getting a ton of minerals. Like I said, minerals are not a concern at all when you play as Mengsk. It's the Vespine that's a concern.
Bill Shear says that some more geysers are opening up soon. Don't worry. If you can't hear her, she only talks to me.
Sir.
This war
There.
leaves no room for civilians.
Of course, I feel compelled to not do
You don't have
the-
building permission.
Just build a bunch of supply
What makes
depots
you think
so I don't get
that's
supply
difficult to
blocks.
build?
Of course, here's one of the big problems with the supply bunkers. You can't make them go into the ground to avoid any issues with terrain compared to supply depots in general that you usually have. I'm guessing my teammate does not have that upgrade yet, which is a shame. Alright, so now... Here's the, the Sky Fury, 300 Vespine, here's the Imperial Witness, and here's the Metavacs. You can see they don't cost that much. You can be able to just kind of like have these go around with your army all the time. I need the Fusion Core. Look at that, 320 minerals and 720 Vespine gas.
Guess I'm on your list.
I wasn't kidding when I said these things cost a lot of Vespine.
They're coming after my bots. Stop them, commanders!
Alright, so let me get a couple of these up. And I'll show you the thing about...
Our
in
allies
fact,
are
I
getting
need to
into
get,
trouble again.
Good morning,
Where is
commanders!
it?
The enemy's eating my bots for breakfast!
Looking for the upgrade that... Huh, wait a minute. Where is it?
Your allies are having all the fun over there.
These guys are smashing my
Let me
bots to pieces.
show you what this
I
does.
really don't want to pick up
Boom
after
goes
them.
Hug. And look, they're gonna just beeline for the next closest enemy, which is the area over there.
Your forces are taking damage.
That's just the baseline one, and that's it's a pretty decent cooldown. But again, it's like,
Massacre, bloodbath,
just wait till I get my
butchery.
generation up and going, and then you'll see how much
Our allies look like
better
they could
that
use a
is.
hand.
Bots are heading home. They're sheep in need of a shepherd, commanders. And there are a lot of wolves
Alright,
on the
so here's the
prowl.
Patriot mode, right there.
They're taking
see
terrazine
the outline
directly
that
out of the
shows
majestic
the
Belshire
range.
gliders. You might want to stop them if you can, commanders. Enemy forces
So
have
now I'm gonna
converged
put
on
one
my
at my
bots.
allies' base.
Everybody get in there!
Your allies are having
Because
all the fun over there.
Got some
This is
bad
basically
guys coming
indoctrinating
after
his
our
workers
base.
too, which gives you more Imperial Mandate generation. That's the basic idea, really.
Woo! My bots are back. That means it's tea time. The T is for terrazine.
Ah, here it is. Amplified
Our allies
airwaves.
are getting into trouble again.
Looks like we're making progress. It's gonna take more terrazine than that to finish my research.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Uh-oh. Alright, I need to get to work on
Seismic
this.
activity detected. That can only mean one thing. More geysers! So I'm not saying you have to, but if you want to free that Belshire glider I mentioned, you don't have all day.
I hear you.
Thor is here. I
Upgrade's
hear
done.
you.
I'm in a world of hurt. Hit me. Reinforcements
Drop
to
that
the
bunker
front
right
line.
there. Dropping reinforcements to the front line. Now, the
Your
thing I
base
don't
is
like
under
about
attack.
the Black
We're all
Hammer is
gonna
it
die.
has this thing called Overwatch mode. It's supposed to be good against anti-air, but... And the upgrades, the ranks here, you can see, are only for
I think
Overwatch
the bots
mode.
are telling me they're rolling out, but
Pretty much everyone
they've lied
hates
to me before.
Overwatch
Those
mode.
little miscreants.
They do not like it. At all.
Your
By the
base
way,
has
this is the
some
upgrade.
Uninvited guests.
I'm picking up some hostile forces headed for my bots. They must really want that terrazine.
You will serve the Emperor and the Dominion without question. So see, now I'm
Our
getting a
allies
lot
look
more,
like they could use a hand.
you know, you can see it here. Because I have some other Royal Guards and I have both of those up, I'm now getting more generation here. Just wait till I get 2 more and have them, in fact, I should go ahead and just make those right now.
You saved it. Belshire,
Well.
thanks you, commanders. I mean, I thank you. Yes, me.
I'm gonna go
with
ahead
the
and
thanking.
just... There we go, there they go, the Zerglings and the Hydras. Go!
Don't just stand there, shoot back! Massacre, bloodbath, carnage, butchery! Your allies are having all the fun over
Hey,
there.
hey, they're attacking my bots! Commanders!
Go ahead and
Drop
set this
everything,
up
your
at his
units are getting
base.
killed!
It's like, I guess I should go ahead and start doing that. I should also start doing this. Show you how the troopers work.
Massacre, bloodbath, carnage,
just hear him?
butchery!
Alright,
This
go ahead
is
and
the
put
home
this
front.
right
The bots are
here.
returning to me now. I can always count on them to do that, unlike some people.
My dominion, right or wrong.
You will serve the Dominion without question.
We're the higher authority.
Your ally is being attacked.
Empire's right behind me.
As your Emperor, I will watch over you.
This is the home front now.
Upgrade's done.
Full force. We're the higher authority. Bring in the peace. My dominion, right or wrong.
Upgrade
All
complete.
right, let's see. Let's get a couple of medevacs up.
Good news, Commanders.
Empires,
My
right?
bots
Not
have
too
brought
crazy
me
about the Sky
Terrazine.
Furies. They're
Well,
okay.
it's good news for me.
But the battle cruisers, oh my goodness.
Question my
Yes.
authority.
Yes.
My power is limitless.
Grant nearby.
We're
This is
the
great. It
higher
grants
authority.
nearby friendly ranged units
Ready for
extra
dust-off.
range. +1 to range. Pretty
My
nice.
dominion. Right or
Enemies
wrong.
approaching fast. Man, they look mad.
If you can't leave it, love it.
I have 100.
Your
I
units
have
are
a
augmented.
nuclear annihilation ready to go.
Ready for dust-off.
Alright, so here are the troopers.
I'm worth 10 of that.
So here are the different upgrades you can give them. You can either give them a more powerful weapon against all unit types. When it dies, the weapon drops on the ground. You can give them a flamethrower, or you can give them a hailstorm launcher, which is good against armored air
Our
units.
allies are getting into
Go
trouble
ahead
again.
now. Give a few of them that. There we go. And each of them costs a
Upgrade's
decent amount of
done.
minerals, 160. But as you can see, I still have tons of minerals.
By any means.
Minerals are not an issue at
My
all when you're
bots
playing as
have
Mengsk.
returned.
It's the Vespene
Looks
gas
like
that
I
kills
won
you.
the bet this time, Belshir.
Cooldown's already down, and I already have the full Ultralisk upgrade if I want
My
to use it.
Terrazine tanks are about halfway full. Belshir's being really generous today. I should really
Slows
send her a
enemy
thank you
units. No one needs to channel a tactical missile strike ability if you want to use that.
card. You know what I'm about to say, right? Huh? That there are more geysers on the way? God, out of my head!
So he's rank 2, or rank 1, close to rank 2.
Time's a waste.
He is already rank 3.
Upgrade's done.
Talk to me. Need something blown up?
So the Shock Division ranks are, they gain the Shock and Awe ability, which is... Wait, hold on.
Your units are augmented.
Oh, in Siege mode, the attacks now stun enemy units. Rank 2, they increase the vision and attack range in Siege mode. And rank 3 is they increase the area of Siege attacks by 40%.
Your allies are having all the fun
So
over
pretty nice upgrades. And see what I mean? He's not killing units, and yet he's still got XP. So I think it's XP gained from my ally, because he's already rank 2. But again, these ranks are only for Overwatch mode, which is just kind of you know?
Bots away!
By the way, I just realized I don't have these guys getting
I thought
Vespene
it
here.
was funny. Belshir laughs every time I tell it.
See, this is why I don't play on harder difficulties, because I'm a terrible RTS player.
What's that?
Your units
Man,
are
I would love to get a chance to show you guys this
that's just
nuclear
great.
annihilation,
Moving
because
toward my
it
bots.
looks
I knew I should've
amazing.
put more turrets on those things.
Right behind me. Zone.
Oh, hello there.
We're the higher authority.
Give us your best
Good thing I got some flamethrower guys there.
Empire's right behind me.
If you want to focus on the depots, you can definitely do that. 'Cause
Upgrade's
you can
done.
drop one at each
My
objective here.
Right or wrong.
I just really want to show you guys the nuclear annihilation though. But look at how much I am generating now
This
from
is the
having
home
one of
front
those
now.
at each base. Now I see some players also having one of these following
We're the
their
higher
army
authority.
around. Which, I mean, I guess if you're good at microwing, that's fine. I just find it easier just to be able to
Empire's
just
right
have
behind
one at
me.
each base, because it doesn't just affect my, workers, it affects the allies' workers as well. I do not have that many. But now I can finally get the Pride of Augustgrad. Let's go ahead and get a couple
Our
more
allies
upgrades
look like
going
they could
as
use a
well.
hand.
Hey,
I don't really have
I'm not
any upgrades
expendable.
for vehicles and other. It's just troopers, basically. Alright, let me see if I can get up here to the optional and just drop the nuke on it.
Yeesh. They're really doubling down on this living Terrazine
we go.
extraction plan. Maybe we should put a stop to it. Time for the bots to come back.
And just like
Hate it
that,
when they're out there all
everything
night
in the
without
area
giving me a
is
call.
dead.
Hey,
You see what I mean about how
did you
strong that is?
happen to save any of the extracted Terrazine? No? Okay.
Stetman, shut up. Did you guys see how amazing that was? By the way, look at how much I am already getting back. That was at full 100. I'm already Up to 50%. So I could right away get like a full
Your allies are
Dogs of
having all the
War
fun.
if I
Attacking my bots.
wanted.
Jeez, commanders, can't you keep a
Or
hold
just,
of aggro?
you know, drop one of these here just to kind of watch over it.
Our
People
enemy
of the
seeks to
Dominion,
destroy
rise
everything
up
we
and
have
defend
built. Yourselves.
Who called in the fleet?
Who called in the fleet? That means my
Upgrades
battle
done.
cruiser is operational.
Course laid in.
Look at
Yes,
it.
Commander.
Look at it. Truly the pride of Olgasgrad. Now that is a Terran Dominion battle
Great
cruiser.
job, commanders. My bots are safe and sound. Do you do this sort of thing often?
So rank 1, the Yamato cannon and tactical jump hold an additional charge because they only have one charge each. Rank 2, the cannon deals damage in an area. Rank 3, it fires 2 additional times, choosing new targets. Let's see. I have not made this yet to show you guys what it's like. I also
The
haven't made
Dominion
one of
stands
these.
behind me.
I'll go ahead
All
and make those so I
emergency
can show them to you
powers
guys
are
what
now
you get
online.
via the ranks.
You hailed?
Let's see.
If you can't leave it, love it.
Well, commanders, bots. Oh, those are mine.
So go ahead and have them get
And they
in
have
position.
terrazine. Just a little more terrazine to go. Our victory is close at hand.
Ghost reporting.
Right, so they are both up now.
Channel secure.
So the Shadow, the ranks are, rank 1, they gain the Labyrinth Cloak ability, which is this right here. Taking it down to 10 seconds after being attacked. Can occur more than once every 30 seconds. Rank 2 increases the pyrokinetic immolation periodic damage
are
by
the last of the
50%.
geysers.
Increases the blast
The
stun
last
duration
of
by
their
1
kind.
second. This is the
All
EMP
alone
blast
in
and
the
the
depths of
immolation right
space.
here. This is also the tactical missile strike
Getting
right
into
here.
trouble again.
At rank 3, upon the target's death, the pyrokinetic immolation deals 50 damage to nearby enemies. Alright. The Sky Fury. Of course, it's a Viking. Rank 1, it deals bonus damage to massive
ally is being
targets.
attacked.
Rank 2, it gains the tactical realignment ability. And rank 3 gains the evasive maneuvers and Phoenix protocol abilities. Alright, let's just go ahead and unleash the Zerg upon them.
More
You're
ravenous
engaging the opponent.
than any Terran army.
Again, they just seek out enemies to kill anything nearby. It doesn't even matter if they're visible on the map. They just know where they are on the map. So they'll just go over here and just start wrecking everything.
Drop everything. Your units are getting killed.
Mutalis, Hydralis, Ultralis, just
Sending out the
Zerglings,
best
just
of my
oh.
bots. Well, best of what's left
Go
anyway.
ahead and put those supply
This
bunker
war
right
leaves
there.
no room for civilians.
I'm gonna have my troops go over here.
You're engaging the opponent.
The enemy clearly intends to attack my bots. Don't let them do that.
Gonna make up more battle cruisers because why wouldn't I? Battle cruisers.
Massacre, bloodbath, carnage, butchery.
Drop another supply bunker right there,
Hostile contact.
and another
Our
right
allies are
here.
getting into
My bots
trouble
are taking
again.
damage.
A
Terrible,
bunker
terrible
per
damage.
objective area. Terrible, terrible damage. We get it, Stepman. We get it. You love making the references.
Go. Commencing operations.
Your base is under attack. We're all gonna die.
Look at all these creep tumors right here.
Your units are augmented. Your base has some uninvited. Our allies look like they could use a hand.
Thanks, TB. We miss you, TB.
They're everywhere.
Conscript more troopers to serve your emperor.
My dominion.
Look at this. I think it feels like they collect extra minerals and years because I have over 10,000 minerals, even though I'm kind of spamming. Make this, make this, make this.
Oh, it's on.
If you can't lead,
Was your base burning to the ground part of the plan?
Please,
Oh,
please.
no, it's on.
Stop the enemy from breaking my stuff.
This is the home front now.
Just drop another
Boss,
bunker
I
right
head back to
there.
base. Be careful,
My
commanders.
opinion.
It's a jungle out there.
Status sit
Let's
rep.
see. Go over here and then just drop the Zerg on him.
On our enemy's remains.
This is the home front.
Your forces are taking damage.
This is the home front now.
Ghost reporting.
Your forces are taking damage.
We're the higher authority.
There we go.
Oh, just peachy. Got a wave of enemies gunning for us.
The other guy is attacking you. That hardly seems fair.
Who called in the fleet?
Who called in the fleet?
Your ally is being
My
attacked.
bots
I'm already
are
supply
under
capped.
attack. My bots are under attack.
The other guy is attacking you. Don't have building.
Reinforcements to the front line.
I can't drop another bunker.
Hey,
You know what?
Not expendable.
Gonna wait for this.
You left me no choice. Say goodbye to your constituent atoms.
Standing by.
You tell him, Mengsk. Again, the voice actor makes Mengsk such a great character.
You just upgraded your units.
Such a
Maybe
great
keep doing
villainous
that.
character. I just can't praise the voice actor for Mengsk enough. He's always done such a great job.
Well,
The pride of August Grad, indeed.
Humanity will prevail so long as you keep your faith in me.
So that's the basic gist of how Mengsk works as a co-op commander. Again, I'm kind of doing a basic way of playing him. I'm sure there are people that can do a much better job, you know, with the micro of the Imperial Witnesses, following the armies and such. What types of armies. Obviously, I was having a ton of stuff in my bank, a ton of minerals and such, because as I was saying, it feels like minerals are not a concern when you play as Mengsk. You can just keep spamming troopers if you want, and you're just like, I still have tons of minerals left over. It's the Vespene gas that gets you if you're wanting to take advantage of those Royal Guard units because of how much Vespene gas they cost. And that's with the Mastery upgrade that I took here, having this maxed out, minus 20% on the Vespene gas, and it's still pretty costly. Like, the battle cruiser was like 900 Vespene before I got the Mastery upgrade here, so he's pretty fun, you know, and I'm really glad about that, because it's Mengsk. He needs to be a fun character to play, and I thought it was a very fun, enjoyable, you know, character to play, especially with some of these upgrades like the Dogs of War and, of course, the Nuclear Annihilation. And like I showed you, once I got the Imperial Witnesses to just have that upgrade of the amplified airwaves at all 4 bases, I was generating so much Imperial Mandate that having, you know, the energy to spend on those abilities in the panel was just not a concern anymore. And I love that. It became a non-concern at all for me in the late game. So that is the Emperor of the Ten Dominion Arcturus Mengsk. If you're wondering whether or not to grab him, I definitely recommend grabbing him. I think he's a very fun commander to play. And here's hoping and they will add another memorable character to this roster. And I will see you guys next time.